Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris, and today we are taking a look at a re-release, at least sort of kind of. This originally was a Build-A-Figure and now it has released as its own figure. So Venompool right here, this is the original Build-A-Figure, and I originally was not going to even get this thing. I honestly didn't try, I just happened to see one in store, so I grabbed it. But the main thing is, like, I noticed right away is that he's way brighter looking in the new one, and I really do like that. Even though this is a cool figure, but the brighter look, I just think suits Deadpool, or at least that Deadpool vibe, very well. But my main thing is just that this leg right here constantly comes off. Like, I'd be like sitting here trying to pose it, and I'm trying to bend the knee and all this stuff or move it up, and the leg pops off. So I was just kind of like, man, with that not being a Build-A-Figure, I hope that its parts doesn't pop off, because that's like super irritating with certain Build-A-Figures. If you guys know, you know. But either way, this is the packaging. You've got the character name right over here on the right, Deadpool branding at the bottom. Box art is super dope. You can see it a little bit better on the box. You do have a very small bio right here, and this is actually a character that I'm not super familiar with. Obviously I know Venom, obviously I know Deadpool, and I've read many of their stories, watched many of the cartoons that feature those characters and the movies and all that stuff, all the different medias. But I don't think that I've ever read anything with Venompool in it. But anyways, let's open this bad boy up and see what we got. So here we are right out of the package, and I could say, honestly, it's the same exact thing as the original Build-A-Figure. Same accessories and all that stuff. Whoa. I will say though, he's not tied down in here, which I absolutely love, because that really annoys me when you gotta sit there and snip things out. The twisty ties I don't mind, but it's those weird plastic ones that are hooked in and you have no choice but to rip them out. Those suck. So real quick, here is some of his accessories. You've got the sword holsters. I do not like the way that this is. It's really difficult to port this on to his backside. This shape right here is supposed to fit snug right in there, and I'm never able to get it to like actually stay. And you've got two giant blades. I do like the detail on the blades themselves. I think that that is pretty cool. They look nicked and battle damaged. I do think it's weird that they're large versions of his other swords, but you know, whatever. I only say that because the symbiote's on him, not on his weapons. It's not like Wolverine or something, you know what I mean? But the swords are cool because they go right in the little holsters right there. And they do fit snug and secure, which is nice, so they're not gonna, you know, fall out and all of that stuff like certain other figures. And he comes with two open hands, which is awesome, but equipped in the figure straight out of the packaging is his holding hands. So those are for his weaponry. And yeah, right off the bat, I can't pull his leg out, so I already like this more than the original. And again, just in case you wanted to see them side by side, literally the same figure. It's so funny that companies can get away with repaints like this. I'm not against it or anything, I just think it's funny. Like, some people love it, some people hate it. I think it's just kind of whatever. Like, either you like it, you buy it, or you don't like it, so you leave it on shelf. I'm obviously addicted to plastic, so I have both. I do want to see if I can get this on easier. Honestly, it's not looking like it already. I always think of accessories like this in the sense of like being a kid. Like, as a kid, is this gonna be easy for me or difficult for me? And I'm not a child anymore. I'm sort of an adult, and it's not easy at all. So I can only imagine how frustrated young Chris would be trying to get this fucking thing on his back and get it to stay there, because currently old Chris is starting to sweat. That's not good. Okay, I got it on there, and it's definitely more secure than the other one. So maybe this is a better figure, but you know, that's up for you to decide, because maybe you got a bad one. But as far as the figure itself, I mean, he looks fucking cool, man. Like, you can't look at this and be like, no, that looks stupid. Obviously you can, that's hyperbole. But honestly, be real, man. Look at this thing. This guy looks awesome. His face sculpt, the teeth, the tongue, the staples at the eyes. Like, come on, man. This is really cool. The way his suit looks, the belt, everything that they've got on him. Obviously they tried to like clamp him down or something, like chain him up, I don't know. It's just a really fun looking toy, you know what I'm saying? And that, from like that toyetic or childlike perspective, this is like bar none, like and that's a good thing, just in case you're confused. Again, when a kid sees this, a kid's gonna be like, whoa, that's cool. Not only is he big, he's ugly, but it's Deadpool too, man. Deadpool's hot right now. As far as articulation is concerned, he is a large figure, but he can actually move his head quite a bit. Like, look at that. That is cool, man. So yeah, I really like this. He's on some sort of hinge, like the pin. So if you can see that right there. So he could really look up and look gruesome, dude. Like, dude, that looks sick. So yeah, head articulation, solid. He's got ab crunch. And for a figure of this size, awesome. Waist twisting action. He's got pretty normal shoulders, no butterfly joints, so they didn't get that on something like this, even though you'd think that that would be easier on a larger figure. There's more space to work with. But at the same time, his scaling, like look at those shoulders. These are boulder shoulders. Yeah, you can twist his bicep. He's got single joints in the elbows, which again, I think is fine. I don't think a double joint would even help something like this. Like you would really have to elongate his proportions to fit that in there. And then he's got wrist swivel, and each hand does come with a little hinge or whatever you want to call that as well. And then the legs are normal, so you can go up, down. You've got the thigh swivel right there, which is great. That's where, again, I'm having the issue with the original one. He does actually have double jointed knees, which is kind of cool, but his legs are nowhere near as beefy as his arms either. His arms are just massive. And then he's got typical ankle articulation. It's got the little pin in there so you can rock it and twist it side to side. He's very girthy, you know, getting him in like really cool dynamic poses while possible. Not the easiest thing, but at the same time, like he just looks really cool, man. This is a cool, fun toy. I think people forget that, like toy collectors, like we forget that these are toys. Some child is gonna see this on the shelf. Well, probably not because we took them all. But theoretically, they'd see it on the shelf and that child would be like, bro, that is awesome. Can I please have that? You know, like we used to do. Luckily, we don't need to ask permission anymore, so we just go broke all on our own. And I've got a few different characters right here, different size variations, all from the Marvel Legend camp though. So we will just kind of see how they look side by side. Venom obviously being one of the larger figures, Wolverine being the smaller figure, and then Spidey being that average size legend that he is. Overall, I think they're both great. I just personally have problems with this one's right leg. It just keeps coming off, so I don't love this figure. It's just been in my box since I bought it. This one right here will stay out because I love like just messing with my stuff, my action figures. And I just really like the way that it looks. They even did like certain detail points, like they actually painted the little, you know, buttons or pins, whatever you want to call them, down here on the pouches. And they didn't do that with the first one. So there's just certain things on here that I do really like better. Mostly the coloring though. The coloring being brighter like this just looks really good. But if you have this one, I could see why you wouldn't want that one. And if you don't have this one, that's exactly why you might want this one. And if you're like me and you already got it, buy it if you want to. It's your money. But that pretty much takes care of it for this guy. I think that he is awesome looking. I love the face. The face is really cool. I love Venom, love Deadpool. Together, maybe I don't love them quite as much, but it's still a really fun looking character and I love that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me over at this channel, even though I know that the upload schedule is super slow. I really do appreciate you guys. I can't say that enough, and I hope that you guys know that I am sincere when I say that. You choosing to spend your time here with me on my channel means everything. So thank you guys for everything. I will catch y'all on the next one. So until then, stay nerdy, my friends, and you guys have a good one.